Live from the BF Coliseum, Southeast DC Bird Farm, where I was born and raised. Wale, Kanye West, and Dollar Sign. DC and Chi-Town, live inside the gates. Welcome to the big show. Move on.
Pull up on ya, hop out stuntin'. The money keep coming, it keep on coming. The money keep coming, yeah, keep on coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bronson, writer, director, future producer, and all-around creative fiend. I'm here with a very special guest, someone who's very popular at Old Dominion University, very outspoken and independent transgender woman at my school. She has a YouTube channel, very successful, as well as a book out. And she's here today to talk about growing up, finding her niche, trials and tribulations, as well as releasing her book and her YouTube channel. So Miley Carter, thank you for being on the show. I'm glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
That's great. So, I mean, we're going to start off real cliche. Where were you born?
I was born in Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia. What part?
Well, I mainly lived in Southside my whole life, but I've traveled from different areas like Creighton Court, Fulton, and yeah, those are the main two places. But I lived in Southside majority of my life, and then I moved to Henrico.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. What elementary, middle, high school did you go to?
Okay, so I went to Woodville, Chimborazo, Swansboro, and Westover Elementary, and that's a lot of elementary schools.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a lot.
We moved a lot. We moved around a lot. But when it came to middle school, I only went to Thompson, and then at the end of my 8th grade year, for about 2 months, I graduated from Ross.
Okay.
Middle school. And then I stayed at Verona High School my entire 4 years.
Okay, cool. So how was it growing up with the idea that you wanted to be, I guess you identified as a woman? Did you know from a young age? Did it kind of transition, for lack of a better word, from being gay to identifying as a woman? Or how did that process start for you?
It originally started, like in 1st and 2nd grade. Not to sound so, cliche, I was born this way.
Right.
But I mean, to be honest, it was never, to me, like, I've never been like, hey, I'm gay. Even though that was the label, but it was just like, I like boys. And that was just something that came so natural to me.
Right.
And I think because at that time of me, growing up as a child, my older brothers and even like my younger sister, we would always like play house or whatever.
Right.
And I was really never corrected to be like, this is what you're supposed to like. It was just like everybody liked what they like, which was quote unquote, the right way of doing things and the natural way. But to me liking boys, it was like, oh, this is just natural. So I used to say like, celebrity men was like my husband and things of that nature, and I was never really corrected by my older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when it came to like, I used to play football and I was very good at it, but at a time I got so uncomfortable. Like I liked it, but it was somewhat uncomfortable because I didn't want other boys, to feel uncomfortable around me, even
Right.
though they weren't. But I think with me, like even now, still to this day, it's like I don't want to say a confidence problem because that's definitely not the issue, but it's like I'm very protective of myself. Like I don't overstep my boundaries, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Right. So it's safe to say that you grew up in a very progressive and accepting family for who you were, even at a young age.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I mean at a young age, yes. But going on forward, my grandmother died because I was, a grandmother's, child.
Right.
I was always with her, and then when she died, my 5th grade year, I started to be around, my intermediate family more. And then I came out in 7th grade.
Wow.
As gay. And at the time, there was no other gay people at all. Like, especially not openly out. It was always, oh, I think this person, well, it wasn't even nobody thinking about who's gay or who's not. It was just
Right.
like, I don't know, like, but I came out in 7th grade. I originally wanted to come out in 6th, but at the time I just wasn't, ready.
Okay. So you came out to your family.
Well, I came out to the whole school first before I came out to my family.
So you came out to the whole middle school first. How did that happen?
Well, I knew who I were. I knew who I was at the time, so I started messing with this boy, and basically, it was a lot of he shade going on.
Yeah.
So me, honestly, like I'm very honest. So one of the popular dudes at school had asked, and it was like we all had to go to like gym class or whatever, and most of the whole school, like most of the 7th grade was in there. So, he basically asked me in front of everybody, and I said yes. And from that moment, it was just like, that's when I was shy, but I was popular at the same time.
Right.
So when I came out as gay and to be so open about it, my popularity like sprouted to like a level 10. So then my mother, she would always ask me every morning, well, I'm hearing this about you at school. Is this true? And my brothers, they weren't never uncomfortable with me because I've always maintained like a close relationship with, them.
Right.
So it was never like, oh, I'm uncomfortable because, my little brother is gay or this and that. It was never really that. So they just let it, be what it was. And my brother's friends was always, very open around me.
So your brothers kind of knew before everyone else, or was it kind of just everybody eased? Oh, okay. Okay.
And it even came to the point like when I finally had came out to my mom, my sister had already knew because I told her. My brother had came in and my older brother, and he was like, "Well, I already knew. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. That's still family at the end of the day." And my mom was like, she was like very baffled. Like, I just can't believe this. Like, where did this come from? And I was baffled that she would even be so surprised.
Right. I mean, because my brother was very curious at a young age about his sexual identity, and I mean, me being as closest to him as I was, I kind of knew, you know what I mean? Like, as a sibling, you kind of know,
Right.
because you have that sibling bond. So for a mother to, kind of be taken aback is really shocking. I mean, they have that mother's intuition about just about anything. So that's a surprise to me. So after you came out in the 7th grade, all right, you're going on to, I guess, high school in the 9th grade. Did, I guess, your extracurricular choices change? I mean, you said you played football. Did you play in high school? Did you play in middle school?
What was I playing football in middle school?
Yeah, middle school, high school.
Well, I stopped probably like before I even got to middle school.
Oh, okay.
I think I might was still playing. I'm not really sure in middle school. I can't remember. But it was like like that recreational football.
Yeah. Who'd you play for?
I played for Westover and I played for Chimborazo as well.
Oh, okay. So all right. So now you're in high school, 9th grade. Everybody kind of knows you. You know what I mean. So when did you realize now? Okay, being gay isn't necessarily who I totally am. I think, or I know for sure that I'm a woman.
Well, in 7th grade, I had received the question, would you ever, transition?
Mm-hmm.
And was like, would you ever get like a sex change? And at the time, like my mother was the type of mother where she was the mother where it was just like the church mother, but without the church in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was very fearful of her, and it was more like, you better not ever think of that coming to your damn mind.
Yeah.
So when I was asked that question, I was like, hell no, like I would never ever do that. You know, I told her at a point in time, I'm fine with the skin I'm in, which was very, like, you know, a lie because even during that period of the time, I tried to commit suicide a few times. And then when it came to ninth grade, from the 7th grade to the like ninth grade, 10th grade, I was doing like very heavy research. Especially when my ninth grade, 10th grade year, when I came across one of probably the most famous trans women, Maya Scott. I came across her page before she was even like famous.
Right.
And I was very like, I was so shocked, and I was just like, it just hit me like, this is me, and this is who I'm going to be like in a few years. So from that moment, it was just like, I was, you know, really meant to be a woman. And then I kept it a secret for a little while longer until like my 11th grade year. And then that's when I came out once again. Because at that point in time, I was very like popular. That was like, no way you did not know me.
Right.
So I came out as trans, and once I did that, it was like I became like a local celebrity because at the time I was working at King's Dominion,
right.
And people would come up to me and want to take pictures and stuff, and I'm more of like I'm not shy, but if I don't know you, I'm shy. So me first, having my first job, I was working at King's Dominion, like it was just like I was very shy. So when my supervisor saw that people was coming up to me wanting to take pictures and stuff, it was just like, okay, what the hell is going on?
Right. Who are you and why are people trying to come up to you to take pictures?
Right.
Right. Okay, so now, I mean, you're this kind of this local, Henrico County celebrity. When did you start dancing?
I started in my 11th grade year, and that was when I started breaking down barriers at my school. I originally was on the step team my 97th grade year, but that spiraled out of control. What am I trying to say? As far as supervision-wise, it was just like not professional,
right,
or not organized. So that's my 10th grade year, and then 11th grade year, I decided to try out for the dance team, and before I even tried out, I had to break through like so many barriers. Like they did not want me to be on the team because I was a boy. They was worried about what I was gonna wear, what people was gonna say, like how was parents feel. It was like so much that I had to go through, and my mom had to go there, and we literally had a meeting like with the daughter, like with the band directors and with the dance coach, and it was just so much.
Just for you to dance on the team and be able to dance.
And at that point in time, it was just for me to even try out. So
wow. So not even on the team, just to try out.
Right.
Wow. So did you end up making it on the team?
Yeah, I made it on the team, and I was auditioning for a co-captain. And at that time, a friend of mine, she was on Henrico's dance team, and they are one of the best dance teams in Henrico County.
Absolutely.
So I was asked previously my 9th grade, 10th grade year to join the team, but I declined it. And I was asked again my 11th grade year, and I declined it. Due to the simple fact, at that time, I had auditioned for co-captain. They was on some like BS, like who was there longer. So I didn't get it. But going into my 12th grade year, I auditioned for captain, and I got the spot. In Henrico, they wanted me to be on Henrico team again, but I was like, I'd rather be a captain of a team than just to be a team of, I don't know.
Right. No, I get it. So that was probably one of the most historic things I think I've heard as far as coming out of, Henrico County, first transgendered, girl being on the step team, and then on the dance team, I think even made you more popular, made you more famous among the county. So how did that affect your personal life? I mean, dating, did you have, boyfriends during the time?
I really didn't because at the time, I mean, I would get like, a football player here or even like a basketball player, but I mean, at the time it was like, I was low-key part of my personal life, it was very secretive, so nobody knew anything about me, and that's really how I like to keep it.
Right.
So, I mean, it was just like I would have, people I do casually talk to, but never really boyfriends because I just didn't have time.
Never something serious.
Right.
Okay, so now we're out of high school now. You graduated. What was next for you? I mean, was college your first choice? Was it in acting, dancing? I mean, what did you want to do after you got out of high school?
I really wanted to go to OU. That was like, that's what I really wanted to do. So when I got in, it was like, I'm very, excited. But I really wanted to dance. I wanted to go to North Carolina A&T, but they don't allow boys, even if I'm trans. Virginia State didn't allow it either. So I was just like, at this point,
Screw it.
Really over it.
Right.
And I didn't feel like breaking down those barriers again. Like, even now, like this past few months ago, I was going to audition for Norfolk State, and they basically told me no. So, I mean, at this point, I don't care. So, it is what it is.
Right. I mean, I can understand it's hard. I mean, that's stressful, especially, for what you did in high school. College is a whole different animal to tackle. And going through, meetings and with the higher ups and press conferences and, of course it'll get news coverage and, people are going to be talking about it. I mean, I can understand how stressful that could be and how tiring when all you just want to do is dance and go to school. Right. Okay.
And I just feel like I don't know if I just don't have time for it, to be honest.
I mean, you see people, in the trans community and the LGBTQ community. I feel like people on the outside looking in who support the community, I feel like they want everyone to fight, all the time. But sometimes you just don't want to. Sometimes you just gotta, you roll the punches and adapt. So, it's safe to say that that's what you've been trying to do.
And there's no shade, like, even with ODU, like, when they found out that I was, the first trans person to ever attend.
Right.
Or even be on campus, like, they started wanting me to do, like, so many events and wanted me to do this and wanted me to do that. Originally, I started declining because I just felt like I just want to be a regular college student.
Right.
Of course, I'm living my life and, doing major big things within my life, but I don't want so much of, oh my God, y'all know it is this. Like, I don't want that.
Right. I know. I mean, being a campus celebrity would probably take a toll on anybody, especially someone who is a lot different than everyone else, and people want to, get close to them and understand them, and be as close to the appeal as they can be. So you just tackled your first year of college at ODU. Then I don't want to say it was out of the blue, but it popped up on my timeline because my sister Giovanni, and I think she retweeted it. You came out with a book, so talk to me about that. How did that come about? How did you get published? Is it self-published? What happened with that?
So my book is self-published. I've been actually thinking about a book throughout my high school years. But at the time, like, I was really writing heavy within my English class, second semester, and my teacher had asked me to be a part of his book and to write a piece for his book, and that really what made me be like, okay, Miley, you need to come out with a book. And when I even came out with the idea of it, a lot of people were very intrigued and very excited. So I really just started writing like 12 hours a day, like nonstop.
Right. Wow. So was writing the book difficult? Was it easy? I mean, was it, just kind of remembering?
It was like, the remembering part wasn't so bad, but it was like more of how much do I release without being so public about certain things. Like, it's still like, that's why I decided to make it into a series,
Right.
Because even now, things that are in that book, my mother had just recently found out when she read it, that she never even knew about. So that's why I always tell people, like, people think they know my life because I say this and that, but you, like, honestly, truly don't.
Right.
So, I mean, it was more like 50-50%.
So how did your mom take, you know, a lot of the new stuff that she didn't even know about you?
She was, at first, she was, like, very worried. Like, she came down the steps and she was like, I want to know, like, why did you feel this way? And I'm sorry that this happened. And I just want you to know I did this because of this certain reason. And it was like, I understand all of that now.
Right.
And it's like, even within, when I do finally come out with book 2 in a few years, I think I might have to sit down and talk to her personally. Would I be able to tell so much of what happened? Because what's going to be in book 2 is, like, very, very personal. Mm-hmm. And I'm a personal person, and I really don't like people inside my family life, if that makes sense.
Right.
Anybody can get the gist of what I'm saying. But yeah, a lot of things went down that I'm really not proud of.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it really, once those incidents happened, it really, it really helped me and my mother's relationship. Like,
right.
She just started, just to cut to the chase, for example, I still, at this point, did not have my mother's support. I did not go home all last semester, all first semester.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going through a very, like, deep depression. I didn't go home until December, and in December, that's when she accepted me. She bought me my, first pair of heels, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a very eye-opening Christmas, shall I say.
Yeah. I mean, we can step back for a little bit because a part of your fame, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but a part of your fame was you were fighting a lot of people, and you were and people who, stepped up to you for this, that, and the third reason, and that's explained a lot in a couple of your YouTube videos. So divulge on that. Like, how was that? I mean, having to fight one to be on the dance team, and then fight people who were, I guess, not understanding of who you were.
I mean, it was more of, not only was I fighting people, I mean, mainly it was like I was fighting people, because of who I was. Like, if you watch one of my YouTube videos where I said I fought one of my Twitter bullies, he really, like, verbally was, like, threatening me.
Right.
And me personally, not to sound, like, very, mean or harsh, but I'm not one of these ordinary trans people. I'm not one of these, Caucasian trans people or these uptight, bougie trans people where, you're going to try to threaten me and I won't do nothing.
Right.
As you can see by my body, which most people do, I have muscles for a reason. So I think that's definitely, like, my defense mechanism. Like, I'm just nothing to be played with. Like, I'm not going to sit right here and allow you to, threaten me and treat me very bad. Because if you want to fight, we can fight. And
right.
I'm not saying you won't win.
Right. Right. I know, I mean, I moved, I think, around the time where I first heard about you through the grapevine. I mean, because you were a very popular person, obviously, around that time. I moved to Maryland, and I came back, and, I mean, people saying, how you, joined the dance team, and it was like you were very historic, in high school. And then for you to even hear, I didn't even know that you were the first, transgender woman on campus. So that's like a huge milestone.
Right.
To another feather in your cap. So now after the book, what came first, the YouTube channel or the book?
The YouTube channel came first. About a few years ago, I had first started, like, doing advice, like, columns because people just was so they needed advice, basically. That's how I started, but then I stopped. And then first semester of college, I started doing vlogs and really started getting back into YouTube. And then this summer, I really started, getting sponsorship and people. My YouTube channel sort of started getting bigger, like.
Right. How was that, like? Is it something that you can see yourself? Because I know a lot of people do YouTube for for careers. Could you see yourself doing that as a career? Is that kind of just a side hustle?
I definitely definitely think I could see me doing it in a career. Due to the fact that I do have friends that are complete like bigger YouTubers than me, so
Right.
it's more of like who you know. So it's like, and we're genuine friends. So my content is good, and people are very, intrigued. Like I go live from time to time, and a lot of them always, ask about meet and greets and things of that nature. So I definitely see my channel like growing very big, and me being a, YouTube sensation. I definitely see me making a career out of it. But for right now, it's just like a post that I'm really enjoying loving still.
That's great. I mean, I know from what I'm hearing from this conversation that we're having, you're very intelligent, very soft-spoken though, and very personal. I guess you're very private. You're shy, but on YouTube, I mean, you have this boisterous attitude, and you're very outspoken. Can you kind of just turn it on and off?
I definitely think I do, because like you said, like a lot of people, when they see me on YouTube, it's just like, okay, this motherfucker is crazy. But I mean, I'm not like that 24/7. Like
Right.
as you can see, like I'm very like, very chill, because that's just, until like I'm fucked with.
Right.
So I'm very, very, low key. I'm very chill. I don't do the most. Like even when I was just, just gay, like a lot of dudes would be like, I fuck with you so hard because you don't do the most.
Right. I know that's a lot of not so much as a complaint, but a kind of like like I'm
Right.
cool with you being gay, but you don't have to throw it in everyone's face. I'm cool with you
Right,
being,
correct.
and that's a problem a lot of people have, not necessarily with the style, but just the attitude. So I can see how you're kind of just like, I am who I am. I'm not gonna throw it in your face, and if you accept me, then so be it.
Right.
All right. Well, that's great. It's been great talking to you. I mean, I'm a huge fan, even more now after our conversation. I'm looking forward to hearing about book deals, movie deals. I mean, anything that we can get your name out there, because I think you're a very influential part of, my neighborhood. Growing up in the city, and then living in Henrico now. I mean, I think you're a part of a very niche group, a very successful people coming out of the Richmond area. So I'm very proud to have spoken to you for the time that we have. Thank you again for being on the show.
You're welcome.
This has been Bronson and Miley Carter on Typecasted. Tomorrow I'm gonna have Luna, the artist at Old Dominion University, who has transcended a lot of great art and low key, and she's a very outspoken individual on social media about her art and what she's doing to propel her art career. Miley, where could people follow you? Where can they see your YouTube content? Anything that you got going on?
All of my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, is at Miley Carter, and that's with 2 R's at the end.
Okay, I'll add all those in the description below. Thank you again, Miley, for being on the show. I've been Bronson. This has been Typecasted. We will see you all soon.
All my bitches love me. The money keep coming. Whoa, you were just alright. Yeah, you okay. You know I could do this.